All right, today I'm going to be baking an olive oil cake with grapefruit and bittersweet chocolate. I love baking with extra virgin olive oil because the bitterness and the pepperiness and the fruitiness of it really pairs well with the sweetness in this cake. And especially with the grapefruit, it just brings it all together. So let's get started. First, we're going to take a half a cup of grapefruit juice and we're going to reduce it. That reduction will help really intensify the grapefruit flavor so it really comes out in the cake. So we'll get that going. While that's boiling away, we're going to whisk together the wet ingredients. So we have some whole milk yogurt, along with our Bellucci extra virgin olive oil. And we'll crack 3 eggs into that. Along with 1 tablespoon of grapefruit zest. So you get the juice and the zest for really great grapefruit flavor. We'll just whisk that together until it's all combined. All right, so once the reduced grapefruit juice has cooled just slightly, we'll add it to the wet ingredients. And again, just whisk to combine. All right, we'll set that aside while we bring together the dry ingredients. So we have all-purpose flour, white sugar, baking soda, salt, and baking powder. So again, we'll just give that a quick whisk to combine. All right, and then from there, we'll just add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. And we'll stir that all to combine. A lot of recipes call for using oil in baking, but they'll often use a flavorless or a neutral oil, but I really love to use olive oil when baking because it really helps to balance out the sweetness, because especially with this Bellucci extra virgin olive oil, you'll have a really nice soft bitterness that pairs really well with the grapefruit zest, and a soft, subtle pepperiness that balances the sweetness. And we'll also bring in some finely chopped bittersweet chocolate. That's gonna also soften the sweetness and add a nice complexity to this cake. So we'll just fold that in. We don't wanna overmix it, just till it's combined. And then from there, we'll just add the cake batter right into a loaf pan that's been buttered and floured. Make sure we get all those chocolate bits in there. All right, so that goes right into a preheated oven, 350 degrees for about 1 hour. All right, so our cake is baking in the oven, and while that's doing its thing in there, we're gonna make a really super simple glaze. So I'm gonna start with powdered sugar. To that, add a bit more grapefruit zest. And then we're just gonna whisk that while I'm slowly pouring in some grapefruit juice, just to get the consistency that I want. We'll start there and see where we're at. It doesn't take much juice to make a nice pourable glaze. All right, just like that, there's our grapefruit glaze for our cake. All right, so our cake baked for about an hour. We let it cool in the pan for about 5 minutes, and then it finished cooling on a wire rack. So now it's mostly cool, ready to serve. So I'm just gonna pour the glaze right over top of it, just like that. You want it to just dribble down the sides. Beautiful. All right, so at that point, the cake is ready to serve. It's a great cake for afternoon when the 3 o'clock sweetness hits, or for serving at a party after dinner dessert. It's perfect. It's a perfect cake for sharing. The olive oil grapefruit cake with bittersweet chocolate.